Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph at the top. We left off yesterday. We left off last time on Thursday with the Machlekes Rabbi Yehuda and Chachamim. Chachamim say that if you have a tree of a public domain, it's chayiv in arla, meaning you have to you cannot have benefit from the fruits in a public domain. Rabbi Yehuda says that the other way around, that the fact that it says in Torah lochem, the extra word in Torah teaches us that the fruit of a public domain is mutter to have benefit from those trees. Says the Gemara, in my time of the Tanakama, what is the reason of the Tanakama? What is the reason of the Tanakama that says that trees from a public domain are still chayiv in arla? Answers the Gemara, the Ksiv, it says in the pasuk untatem. It says in the pasuk when you come to the ground, or come to the holy land, untatem koleitzmaicha, you should plant trees. So from the fact that Torah says untatem you should plant liyachid mashma. Mashma that it's true that Moshe speaking to the Jewish nation is mashma that each person should plant their own tree, which is a liyachid mashma. It's mashma that is speaking about your own tree, but a public tree don't have mashma. So the Yisra Allah is mashma at first glance that's only to a personal person, but trees of a public domain are mutter. Therefore, the Torah said extra word to teach us lochem. The extra word of lachem, lahavi, to teach us even a tree which is mutter, even a tree which is planted for the public domain, it's also us in oil. So that's why Chachamim hold, since the Yisra of Arlo speaks about a personal person, any extra word comes to include a public person. And therefore, a public tree is also the Arlo. That's Chachamim's opinion. How does Rabbi Yehuda teach us this passage? Rabbi Yehuda will tell you, mashma. Tatum doesn't mean a personal thing. The Yisrael Tatum means they're speaking about the case. The case is when you come to the Holy Land, you as a Jewish nation will plant which type of trees? Your trees, public trees, whatever type of trees. So therefore, according to Yehuda, the pasuk starts off by speaking about any type of trees. V'lachem, what does lachem mean? Bein liyachid, bein another mashma. Lachem is also means you, as in a Jewish nation, is also to teach us that Arla means to all trees. And we have a klal, we have a klal that there's no riboy, there's no such thing that Torah says the same rule twice. So if Torah already told us a second ago that the Jewish nation will plant trees that be chayv in arla, why do we have an extra word of lechem to teach us that the chayv in arla again? So the fact that Torah brought an extra word isn't coming to include more trees; it's coming to exclude some trees from this of arla. So which trees is it coming to exclude from the Yisra of Arla is the trees of a public domain, and that's why according to Yehuda, the trees of a public domain are potter from Arla. So now we're continuing, we're asking questions on the Babo. Just to recap, the Babo says anytime it says in Torah don't eat, it also means they don't have any benefit. Says the Gemara, how can you say that? But Truma, we have the word of Truma. The Rachmana regarding the word of Truma, Torah says anyone who's not holy, meaning it's not a Kayan, should not eat Truma. And it says in the Mishnah, that a Nazir who is not using wine is able to use wine as his Erev Tchumen, as his Erev. And so to Yisrael is able to use Truma as his Erev, even though he can't eat the Erev as Erev Tchumen, but he can still have benefit from the Erev. From here we see clearly that even though Chametz is also to eat, a Yisrael can also have, even though it's also for him to eat, he can have benefit from the Truma, which is a stira to Rabbi Shita, because Rabbi says that anytime Torah says don't eat, also means not have any benefit. I'm just thinking about it. The Papa answers Shani Hasam, the Amakra regarding Truma is different, because the Torah says Trumaschem Shalochem Tehei. Torah says V'nachshem Lachem Trumaschem, that Torah should be, that your Truma should be yours. And the fact that Torah says Torah should be yours is mashma shalachem tehei, that the truma belongs to you for all your hanaf. And in fact, the Torah said that Torah should be yours, meaning Yisrael, even though he can't eat it, but he has Torah specifically said that he has a certain ownership over the truma, which it means he can have benefit from the truma. The idach says the Gemara according to Chizkiah that says anyway. That Chizkiah argues about Bo, and Chizkiah says that things which are usher to eat anyway mutar ba'ana. So what is the extra word of lachem teaching us? It can't teach us to maschem. It can't teach us that it's mutar ba'ana because you know it's mutar ba'ana already. The pasuk is not teaching us anything. The pasuk is just saying that it's just speaking about a general lashon that your truma, meaning it's speaking to the Jewish nation. So he's speaking about your truma. It doesn't mean that they're actually teaching us that you should have a part in the truma or so forth. Just speaking about kalashim ne'adam, the way people usually speak. Says the Gemara further. Another question on the Bavo. But in Nazir, we see regarding Nazir, the Rahman Amar Terry said regarding Nazir, it says that it says regarding Gabi Nazir that he should not have any peels and he should not have any raisins or anything got to do with grapes. And it says regarding a Nazir, that he's able to use for an aid of Tchumen. For a Nazir, able to use wine. So we see that even though a Nazir can't drink wine or eat grapes, he could still use wine as an aid of, meaning he could still have benefit from the wine. Which, how does that fit with Rabbi Shita that says that anything you can't eat, you can't have any benefit? Says the Gemara, a Nazir is different. Why the Amakra says in the pasuk Nizroi, Terry says Nizroi, all the days of his Nazirus. Terry specifically said called Terry his Nazirus. What does it mean his Nazirus? It means that he has some sort of benefit. He's able to have some sort of connection to the Nazirus, and that's why he is able to, even though he can't drink the wine, but he can have benefit from the wine. That's one answer. Another answer is Ravashi. Amar Ravashi says, Kadesh Yiyeh Gadol Pera Sar Reishe. Torah says that his hair should be holy. Gidule Kadesh, whatever grows is Kadesh. Whatever grows from his hair is Kadesh, or wine is Kadesh. But Torah specifically saying that only his hair should be holy and only the wine should be holy, but to have benefit from any other things only his hair is holy, but have benefit from things which are asr, like wine, is mutter for him to have benefit. Says the same pasuk that anything else is mutter. It just says that his hair is holy. Who says that means that anything else is mutter? Says the Gemara sticks with the first answer to answer our question, that since it says over here Nizroi means his Nazirus, meaning that he could have benefit from his own Nazirus. Says the Gemara regarding the rules of Chadash, Rachman Amater said Lechem v'Kali regarding flour and bread, the caramel and grains of spelt. Don't eat that's until the 16th of Nisan, because the Isra of Chadash, you can't eat Chadash, you can't eat any new food before the 16th of Nisan. Regarding Chadash, it says that a person could cut the grass could cut the produce while it's still growing, meaning while it's still buds and it's still unripe. Or a person can feed it to his animal. So we see that even though it's also for him to eat the chadash, but he can still feed it to his animal. How can you feed it to the animal if you can't eat it? How can you have benefit from it? That Shmaya answers that chadash is different. Why? It says in the pasuk, it should be your cutting, meaning meaning the chadash. Torah specifically says that it should be yours. What do you mean yours? Yours regarding you can't eat it, but you can still have benefit from it. And according to Chizkiah, that says that anyway, things you could eat, you could have benefit from it. Why does Torah have to tell you specifically that chadash is yours? It's anyway yours. It says the Gemara, again, like we answered yesterday, that Torah doesn't mean to say that the produce should be yours. That's the way people speak, and the way Torah speaks, that your produce doesn't mean it's yours. You can benefit from it, because anyway we know you can't benefit from it. It just means that that's the terminology we use to speak about a person's produce. Next question, the Gemara asked in the case of shratzim. By shratzim, we all know there's certain types of foods and things that we cannot eat. One of them is shratzim, rodents, or things that fly. You have sheretz eif, different things that fly or different bugs you cannot eat. By shratzim, Nachman Ahmed Taylor said regarding bugs, do not eat them. But now regarding bugs, it says, if you have people who are hunting animals, you have a fisherman, let's say, who's fishing, and he gets a dolphin, or let's say he gets a crab inside his fishing thing, what you do with a dolphin? You're able to sell them to a guy. We see that even though you can't eat dolphins, but you can sell dolphins to a guy. So the Gemara Shani Hasam there is different. Because Torah said, "Sheket lachem." Again, the Torah used the lashon of lachem, the terminology of lachem. So the Torah is telling you that even though fish and things which are kosher, it's usher to eat, but lachem means you can still have benefit from it. Says the Gemara, if so, if you can start benefit from it, I feel like why can't I go dog hunting or go fishing for dolphins and sell the dolphins? The thing is that a person cannot sell non-kosher animals lechatchila. Only b'diavad if you were fishing for fish, kosher fish, and you found dolphins, then you can sell the dolphins. They're good. But if the lechatchila Torah said lachem and dolphins are mutar ba'ana, so why can you sell them lechatchila? Why can you go fishing with dolphins lechatchila? Says the Gemara, Shani Hacha da Amakra b'hav yiyu b'hav yasam yihu. Torah said use the lashon sheketz yiyu lachem. They should be yours. What does it mean? They should be yours. They should be yours means if this situation happens, then they should be yours. Torah didn't say sheketz lachem. Torah says sheketz yiyu lachem. They should be yours. Why does Torah say they should be yours? Because it's speaking about a specific case that it's yours, which is a case you went hunting only for kosher animals and you found a non-kosher animal. Says the Gemara, according to the Chizkiah, why do I need the pasuk to teach us? According to Chizkiah, why do I have the pasuk to teach us that's us to eat them? And then I have a pasuk u'maitzi lachem lemishni lo yilif rachman lo yachel v'lo yibay lachem. According to Chizkiah, if that's a dolphins or non-kosher animals, amurtabana. Why did the Torah say the lashon of lo yachel? Why did the Torah say that Torah said you in this? Torah said you shouldn't eat. Torah didn't say lo yachel. You shouldn't eat them. Torah said lo yachel. Torah said they should not be eaten. And even Chizkiah says that if Torah said they shouldn't be eaten, to use a special terminology, even Chizkiah over here agrees that it's aser ba'ano. So according to Chizkiah, why did Torah first tell you that Torah said the funny lashon? Torah said lo yachel. They should not be eaten, which means aser ba'ano. And I see, and then I have extra word that says lachem to say lemishni, say that's mutar ba'ano. So why Torah is playing games? Say instead of Torah saying lo yachel that dolphins should not be eaten, Torah should just say lo yiseichel, don't eat dolphins. But then they don't need a special word to teach us that dolphins are mutar ba'ano. Instead of Torah saying a funny lashon which asks them ba'ano, and then an extra word to say the mutar ba'ano, just say lechatchila lo yachel, don't eat dolphins. And according to Chizkiah, don't eat doesn't mean not have any benefit. So therefore, I can have benefit from dolphins. Amakra, Chizkiah would answer you. Time of the dim, nami mahacha. My reason. Just a second. There's Chizkiah that my reasoning, my svara, which I get my shita from, that anytime Torah says lo yei achel, that things should not be eaten, Chizkiah says that doesn't only mean that it's also to eat, but also since Torah said a funny lashon, it's also that benefit. Chizkiah says I get it from here. This is the marker that from fact Torah says lo yachel. Torah can only mean don't eat, because if Torah means don't eat, why did Torah say later on lachem that there should also be mutter to have benefit from it? Elamai, it must be that when Torah said lo yachel, Torah meant don't eat and don't have benefit. That which you have extra word to say lachem is coming to permit it to eat it. So why the question is why does the Torah answer it and then Torah has to permit it? The Torah is teaching us a special rule over here that every time it says in Torah lo yachel, it means that it's also ba'ana. Going back to the Rabbi that says anytime that something is usher to eat, it's also usher to have benefit. It says the Gemara regarding the rules of chametz. The Rahman Amar regarding the rules of chametz, it says lo yachel chametz, the chametz should not be eaten. V'tanya, and it says in a brayso, Rabbi Yisrael says, "Smal atmucha heach chametz asa ba'ana koshiva." Rabbi Yisrael says, "Do you think that chametz is asa ba'ana for 7 days?" According to Rabbi Yisrael, chametz is mutter to have benefit, meaning you're able to have benefit from chametz on Pesach. You can't eat it, but you're able to have benefit. So according to Rabbi Yisrael, that says you got benefit from chametz on Pesach. How does Rabbi translate that? How do you have a mitzvah of something which is asa to eat, but it's still mutter to have benefit? Says the Gemara, Shani Hasam answers the Gemara, the Amakra, Torah says, Torah says that Sa'ir, even should not be seen for you. For you means that it should still be yours. From the fact that it says it should still be yours, is mashma that Torah is saying that you should still have a certain share inside this chametz, even though it's also to eat, but it's also mutter, but it's still mutter to have benefit from the chametz. That's all according to the basic that said you can have benefit from chametz. According to the Rabbanon said you can't have benefit from chametz. But Rabbanon who said you can't have benefit from chametz, you have an extra word in the pasuk. What do they use? The word of shalcha. Shalcha can't mean that you should have benefit from it because you can't have benefit from it. So they will tell you shalcha ataraya, aval ataraya shal achin v'shagaveya. It means that you cannot, regarding seeing chametz, that it's usher for you to see your own chametz, but you're able to see chametz of other people or chametz of hekdesh. What does it basically do with that? How does it basically know that it's mutter, that's mutter to see chametz of hekdesh or chametz of someone else? Ve'idach, what does it basically do with that? The answer is there's two times it says in pasuk. One pasuk says and then another pasuk says lacha. So one lacha is teaching you that you cannot have that you're able to have benefit from chametz, and the second lacha is teaching you that you are able to see someone else's chametz and chametz of hekdesh. Ve'idach, and according to now we're going back to Tanoim, according to the Tanoim that say back to Chachamim that say that chametz is also to have benefit. So what do they do with all these lachas? There's two lachas. Chad, so he says Chad menachas shekibashte. One lacha is teaching you of menachas shekibashte. Already learned this a few times that if you have a guy who is like your slave or a guy is your worker, and the other lacha is teaching you of a guy that doesn't work for you, which you learned before. They need a special limud to teach us that you're able to see chametz of a guy, any type of a guy, even a guy who's working for you, you're still able to see his chametz. That's what we need. Two psukim say lacha, one for a guy that's under your shus, and one for a guy that's not under your shus. Ve'idach, and going back to your basic leader who uses the other, how does he know? How does he basically know that you're able to see a guy, both types of goyim's chametz? So he wants you to tell us lacha. There's three, it says in the past entire 3 times lacha. So 3 times, one is for the chametz and mutar ba'anah, and the other 2 is speaking about which type of goyim you're able to see the chametz. Say a guy under your shus and say a guy not under your shus. So the question is going back to Chachamim. Why? What do they do with the 3 lachas? According to Chachamim, why do they say in Torah 3 lachas? So says Chachamim, Chad, the first lacha is to teach you b'seir. It's speaking about the dough of the guy. V'chad, and the second lacha is teaching you b'chametz. It's teaching us about the chametz of a guy, like bread and bagels, things which are already baked. But tzricha, I need these 2 limudim to teach us. I need these 2 lachas to teach us in these 2 separate situations. Okay, I'm not going to get into this now. There's 2 different types of chametz. You have sa'ir, which is leaven. Leaven is something which is like dough, which is very yeasty, and it's able to make something. It's even able to make something else chametz. A piece of bread can't make something else chametz. Something which is very yeasty, which is rising, is able to make something else chametz. So that's what Chachamim is saying. That one pasuk is teaching us that. One pasuk is teaching us that the sa'ir of a guy is mutar, and the other pasuk teaching us the chametz. They're able to see not only the sa'ir, but you're also able to see the chametz, meaning the bread of a guy. Says the thing about it. Now we finish this machlekes between. We finished speaking about the 2 shits of Chizkiah and Babal. Just to recap, the Babal says anytime it says in Torah don't eat, it means leiseichal, it means don't have any benefit. Chizkiah argues, says no, leiseichal means don't eat, but you could have benefit from it. Says maybe these 2 Tanoim are going, these Tanoim are arguing in machlekes Tanoim. Meaning maybe the Tanoim already argued about this already, because it says in pasuk regarding nevela and chelif. What does it say? It says you should use it for l'chal malacha. You should use it for all your work, meaning the fat and the nevela, the fats of animal, which you can't eat, and the nevela, you should use it for yourself. What does it mean you should use it for yourself? What does it mean you should use it for your work? Says Tanakam, maybe it's only mutter to use it for in Beis Hamikdash. But in Mlachas had you to use it for Stam a Yisrael, Yehei Asa, maybe it's Asa. For all the works, meaning something which is Asa, which is Asa to eat, you can use it for all the works. This is the words of Rabbi David Rabbi Agudi. So basically, it says that not only it's that the fats and the nevela is mutter forever. Not only mutter Beis Hamikdash, it's also mutter for mundane work. I mean, mutter to have an enough for me. Rabbi Kiva says no. I would have thought that I could use it for a mlechas head. I could use it for a regular person. The mlechas gavaya, but using Beis Hamikdash, using fats, yehei tummy. Using fat should be tummy. Tamalema lacham lacha, that I could use it that I could use not only I could use the fats for a regular person, I could use the fats also for the base of mikdash. So we just have basically the same thing, but it completely flipped. According to Tanakama, the chiddush is they're able to use it for a regular person. I would have thought you're able to use only for Mesa Mikdash, also for regular person. But Kiva said the other way around. I would have thought you can't use it for regular person. So how do you know Mesa Mikdash you can use it? Okay. So now what? So now we're going to see how this connects to Machlekes. Says the Gemara, the pasuk is not teaching us if the fat would be tamei or would be tar. All the pasuk is teaching us if it's mutter to eat or not mutter to eat, if mutter to use for a benefit or not mutter for a benefit. But Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbi Akiva, that's why the chiddush is not only you can have benefit from it in this mikdash, you can have benefit from it for a regular person. Or for Rabbi Akiva says that the chiddush is you keep using this mikdash. Speaking about if an avela it's tamei or not tamei. So I would have thought I would have thought that you can use it only for regular person. In the Mesa Mikdash, how do you know you can use it? So you have two different types of din. Basically, speaking about if it's able to use it, if you're able to use it for benefit, and Makiva speaking about if it's tamei or it's tar. We're going to connect it tomorrow to our machlekes between Rabbi and Chishib. We're going to stop over here at the bottom of Daf Chav Gimel Amud Aleph.